Counter-Strike is banning millions of dollars worth of skins in their game. Counter-Strike is one of the oldest esports communities around, so we'll be diving into if Web3 and NFTs can solve these issues that are happening in Web2 gaming, and we'll go ahead and just dive right in. So this article says Valve bans CSGO traders with over 2 million in skins linked to gambling sites by Dextero. Now, apparently this number has grown to even 10 million. Jake Lucky reports over here that potentially tens of millions of dollars in CS skins are being banned right now, as anyone who sold skins through gambling sites may be at risk. Many top traders tied to gambling are selling their assets. So this is having a significant market impact. And we have Decrypt that as well did a great article on the whole situation. I do highly recommend you go through this article and read through. We did summarize it in ChatGPT though, so you didn't have to. So let's go ahead and read this article, or the summary rather. It says this article discusses the recent ban of around 40 Counter-Strike Global Offensive players on the gaming platform Steam, which resulted in over 2 million, now 10 million, worth of in-game skins being lost. The banned accounts were allegedly part of a supplier program for CSGO Roll, a third-party marketplace that lets players trade skins and offers CSGO-themed gambling games. The ban were leaked by Variance Warren, part of the team of a rival gambling site, CSGO Empire, who claimed that the accounts were able to withdraw their balances at a more favorable rate than usual, and that CSGO Roll is an illegal casino that advertises to children. Shots fired. Says the article explores the potential solution of non-fungible tokens to such issues. Web3 enthusiasts argue that if CSGO skins were sold or were NFTs, blockchain tokens that can represent in-game items and traded freely across marketplaces, then the skin owners would have full control over their assets. Even if Valve, the creator of CSGO, banned them from playing, they'd still be able to sell or trade their items. However, until Valve begins integrating NFTs, a highly likely prospect given that it banned NFT games from Steam, then CSGO players will remain vulnerable to the whims of centralized gaming giant. And that's kind of why we have Web3 games and NFT games in general, is to get away from that Web2 ethos as well. So Web3 has more, decentralized standards, and it's not perfect. And even down to the actual tech itself, it's not perfect as well. There's still solutions being worked on. You're talking about layer twos, on-chain NFTs, off-chain NFTs, do you actually own the assets? There's that whole argument. And in my opinion, it's better to have the Web3 ethos and the NFT tokens in your own wallets, because even if the game, basically banned your account, you still control the assets and you can actually get your money or at least value out of those assets still. Now, again, we'll talk a little bit more about like on-chain, off-chain in just a moment. But as you can see here, here's the video showing kind of the different marketplaces. Also, in other news, well, really not other news, just adding to this whole thing is Valve is banning games that use AI art. Is Valve officially the bad guy in gaming? This is coming from Coop over at Avalanche, saying that, this is a possibility here. Now, it is very interesting, right? And we'll kind of get into a little bit more about the deeper types of aspects of Web3 itself. Now, let's go ahead and click on this, and I'll show you this little kind of like not a debate, but really the technical aspects of Web3. It says here, a lot of Web3 and NFT proponents have been waiting for a blow-up moment like this in gaming to prove their use case. Do you think Web3 and NFTs can solve this? It says, if the contract can be upgraded, proxied, or off-chain, then nah. Plus, there'll be probs, be access tokens rather than 3D models. And what he's talking about is if a dev can control and have control still over the, basically the smart contract and other aspects of the assets, but then it's still vulnerable to a kind of centralized control. And there's ways kind of get around that. You can have a DAO, you can have multisig, which involves, the signature of many different people with different, they could have different beliefs or whatever, and they want to keep everything decentralized. And that's a kind of a way to kind of mitigate that as well. And then, of course, you have sort of off-chain assets, which are, these NFT tokens on Ethereum that point to IPFS, or a decentralized file storage system, which the file storage system in itself is decentralized, but technically the dev could have control of that and change your assets at any time as well. But then there's also, basically solutions like Arweave, and now you have ordinals, and we could witness in the future more blockchains or platforms solve these type of issues long run. And in my opinion, the Web3 ethos is also a tangible aspect itself. You see a lot of the games that are being made in Web3 have this ethos at their core that gamers truly have the value at when you have these assets in your control and you can kind of truly do what you want with your NFTs and your assets, and they have principles and things like that, kind of like Illuvium, how they run things. Now, there is pushback on certain other platforms. I see what's happening with Gala and how they're upgrading or changing their smart contracts. So that definitely is a valid issue that Solo brought up on Twitter in terms of how things can still be centralized and how that could be a potential problem, even in Web3. But at least it's a better improvement in terms of controlling your assets as a gamer. So I know that was quite a bit to talk about. Now, again, none of this is like, Web3 doesn't necessarily solve it all the way. There's still growing pains in Web3 to be had for probably years to come. But at least, if you have NFTs in your own wallet, you do control, at least on the token level, your NFTs, if that makes any sense to you at all. But with that being said, that's really all I got from this video. I just wanted to break it down both on a gamer perspective and even on a technical level, even on a Web3 level, so you can help understand the Web3 ethos. So with that being said, I know that was a lot, but let me know in the comments below what you think about all of that. Is Web3 a better improvement from Web2 gaming? And how long do you think, if you disagree with Web3 fixing it, do you think in the long term that Web3 could fix the issue, given that there is on-chain storage and options and ability to do things like that and create games at scale? So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video at the blockchain. Be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you later. Peace.